What's going on, everybody? This is Dennis, a team member here at Stream Core Productions, and today we're going to share some tips and tricks on how to shoot an interview properly. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so let's start with a quick disclaimer. In this video, we're going to give you examples with video representation of what we were doing in those particular videos. You can do many different things, but we're going to show you exactly what we did in these videos. So the first thing we used was pretty much a 45-degree angle. Now imagine that your client is sitting at the point where there's a 0, your camera is sitting at the point where there's a C, and your microphone is sitting at the point where there's a B, along with you conducting the interview from point B. Now, of course, we could go more into lighting, but as you see in this example, I'm sitting behind the microphone so the client pays attention to me and they're not looking directly in the camera. The camera is sitting at pretty much a 45-degree angle. Now, as you can see in this example, it's pretty much the same concept, except the angle is just a little bit tighter. But again, I'm sitting at a different point and I'm interviewing from that point so the client won't look at the camera. Also, of course, we're going to edit that out in the final clips. But you do want to tell your client to use their hands when they're talking. And also tell your clients that when you ask a question, when they respond, to repeat the question in the beginning of their answer, so everything is fluid when you're doing your editing. Okay, so let's talk about B-roll. Now, in this particular example, a client was the fire department, and one of the questions was, tell us about a time where this particular person really stood out. And he talked about, the chief actually talked about how this guy was one of the fastest to put on his clothes and prepare for a fighter. They did competitions with other areas, and he was always one of the fastest people. So we used this during the time that he was telling that story, which helped connect the viewers to the story. Now, I've noticed that a lot of people like to use tracking shots in their B-roll, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I would suggest that you use different angles in order to give the viewers something more exciting to watch and engage them more. One of the other things you can do to up the quality of your B-roll is to simply switch to 120 frames per second, or even more if you have that available on your camera. Now, I'm sure any of you who've ever shot an interview or recorded vocals in the studio or anything of that nature, it's very normal for a person to be nervous, for them to start sweating, for them to be unsure of themselves. Make sure you have a conversation with your client and let them know that this is extremely normal. You know, this is not out of the ordinary. I usually say something along the lines that I've been doing this for years, and usually I have to record it 4 or 5 times before I get it together. Just that small conversation will definitely help your client deal with their nerves and calm down so that you can get the content that you need. After you've had that conversation, it's easy to just have a few jokes and tell them, listen, I'm not recording, and still record and get some of those generic things, because you can add that to the content. It makes everything very genuine and it helps get the message across and make people more human. Make sure to like, and share this video. Subscribe to our channel for more content, and also follow us on Instagram at StreamCorePro A1. We want to hear from you.